Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I got cut off toward the end of that first video. This is part 2 of the Lounger of the Week prize, so to speak, for Jason, who asked me to maybe give him a couple of recommendations for actual news outlets that don't spin everything in sight. So I don't want to overwhelm him. I know I'm forgetting some things, ladies and gentlemen, so I know that my loungers will put in the description, or not in the description, in the comment area, things I might have missed, or maybe their recommendations as well. It's a good group of people. Okay, I'm going to finish up naming the reporters. It was Max Blumenthal and Glenn Greenwald, actually Jeremy Scahill. They have a place called The Intercept. I would just stick to those two as the writers, though. They have kind of an infiltrator lately who's been rocking the boat. This piano man is really getting with me wildly. Hold on. Okay. What was I saying? Max Blumenthal. Oh, yeah. Max Blumenthal, Jeremy Scahill, Glenn Greenwald. Who else did I mention in the last one? If you missed it, just go over to the tail end of the last one. I forget who all, but in the meantime, I remembered another person that, of course, is very good. Well, Seymour Hersh. I think I got him into the last one. And then Jon Rappoport, Jon Rappoport, is really very good. Now, he has almost a specialty, but not necessarily. He's just super good about, well, everything. But this one thing is, I would have to say it's his specialty, for lack of a better word. And that is the medical industrial complex and all the lies we're told and how we, it's basically a death cult to keep us sick. Okay. Jon Rappoport. Don't know if he's associated necessarily with an outlet. He might strictly be freelance, but he has been investigating the CDC and other places since 1987. He's really very good. So, okay, moving back to things. On RT, which I mentioned earlier, there is a show called Crosstalk that's very good. And Peter Lavelle is the host, and he calls himself a conservative. Now, don't clutch pearls, which I'm not wearing, so I'll just clutch this. He's a conservative in the manner of somebody, from the old days. I don't know how to really explain it. He's, not over the top. He just is more like fiscally responsible and against war and that kind of thing. So it'll give you sort of an overview. But he has a panel of various people on, and they're allowed to kind of talk over each other and discuss a topic. And so he's a good show over on RT as well, would be RT Crosstalk. Now, because I'm going to end this pretty soon. I suppose if I were forced at gunpoint... Oh, no, wait, I wanted to tell you one more place. Let me get it here on the computer. Okay, this is a place I discovered when really learning the truth about the Palestinian situation and, Israel. That just, it's a European colony that just plunked down over there and took over, and everybody's supposed to sing Kumbaya over it. I don't think so, but I didn't used to know that. So, after I found out about it, I discovered, or during the course of finding out, a place called Global Research. And the website is globalresearch.ca. It's out of Canada. And it's the Center for Research on Globalization, and they spell center the old-fashioned way, CENTRE. And they have all kinds of things here. Yemen and the militarization of strategic waterways. Appeasement as global policy. All these different headlines that talk about, the wars and all that jazz. I mean, it's really a super good outlet here. I don't think they do a video series or anything. It's print on the internet. And that, once again, that's Global Research. And it's globalresearch.ca or globalresearch.org. I see that's another one there. So those I really recommend for the nitty gritty, finding out, what's going on with these war zones and things like that. But as I was fixing to say, I wrote something else down too, but I left it in the kitchen. Hold on. It wasn't in the kitchen. It was under my coffee pot. I have my arm on Mars. She's not really digging it too much. All right. On RT, I mentioned Crosstalk. I have that written down. The World According to Jesse. That's Jesse Ventura's new gig over there. Fairly new. I think maybe a year. It's really good. And he goes over a couple of different topics and interviews people. Here's the thing. When these mainstream media outlets, what I think they do, like the corporate media, remember, like 6 corporations own, I think it's now 95% of the information that we take in daily. So who benefits here? Do you know what I mean? Anyhow, what they do over on the corporate media is they gather these panels that sit around in this Washington, D.C. bubble and just talk about, it's all within that bubble that they're getting their talking points. They don't get out on the streets. They don't send correspondents here, there, and everywhere. I forgot to mention a person named Caleb Maupin. He also works over at RT. Okay, and he has his own video channel. Sorry. And he's more of a socialistic thinker, an actual socialist. So if you're going to clutch pearls, maybe avoid him. But he will give you alternative economic ideas rather than the capitalism that we've been kind of that we have all around us or what have you. He just gives a different way that how things could work. And, agree or not, at least has a platform to say this, and I think he does a really good job. Anyhow, the bubble people, yes, they all sit around and, let's see what's happening here, there, and everywhere, and they don't know what's happening in the real world. And a lot of these people, then they have panels of generals or former generals on to talk about what we should do in terms of X, Y, or Z country. And of course, they're all now working for the military-industrial complex and getting a paycheck from those same places that benefit from war, like all of the, what are they called? The, places, the places that make the war machinery. What is it called? The military contractors. Good gravy sometimes. Okay. What else did I have here? Generals, bubble people. Yes, I've mentioned everything. If I were forced at gunpoint, let me get back to this again, to just pick one source to get an overall view of what's happening in the world, I can only look at one per day, which I don't sit down and look at all these per day. I took Mick's advice. I might see a video clip of one or check another one or not bother at all, but I do like to go over to that Last American Vagabond. I think he is really super good and gives a concise overview of the news. So if you're limited in time, that's what I would do. Don't take my word for it. Just check it out for yourself. The Last American Vagabond. I think that's all. I like to look for journalists that are not part of the machinery, that might be independent altogether, freelancers, that have won actual awards, like Seymour Hersh for his coverage of the My Lai massacre. He brought us that information. Stuff like that. I absolutely shy away from the establishment, really at all levels. The medical industrial establishment, the military industrial establishment, the media industrial establishment. Now my phone is ringing. Hold on. How absolutely wild. That was Mick, the husband of Jason, the person for whom I'm doing this. So, okay, that's it. I'm going to sign off. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Join me, join others. Drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. And remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. And then I have this other book. Sorry, you got to see my chubby arms there up close. Addicted to War, done in cartoon form. I haven't gotten super far in it because I'm, doing other things. I need to start reading and give up the videos for a bit. That's all. I hope you enjoyed it. I really went over. Normally it's 10 minutes. That's it. That's your prize. But I think this is going to add up to maybe 15 minutes altogether. Okay, love you. Bye-bye. Thanks for the question. Love you.